welcome to Knit 1 Heart 2. It's just me today. My name is Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie, and Sheila, also known as Sheila D37, is on vacation on the West Coast, so she will not be with me today. We got a lot of stuff to cover, even though it's just me, so I'm going to jump right into it. Let's see, shout outs. We're doing our Selfish Knit Along, and that's going to go until the end of December. And we will draw prizes, 2 prizes for it, on the first show after we... I'm sorry, my cats are distracting me. I have at least one on the table. We will draw those 2 prizes on the first show that we record after the December 31st. I'm not sure when that will be. So, yeah, knit something for yourself this holiday season instead of doing everything for everybody else like everyone is it's so easy to do when it's the holidays. So that's the one big shout out. And stay tuned at the end of the show because I have something fun to tell you about this ugly ass sweater. So, let's see. Since I'm the only one, I guess I'm going first. On the dance card, I only have one thing on the dance card that I actually worked on this week. I showed it to you last week. I am knitting Rockefeller by Stephen West, and I am almost done with the modified body. This is the middle. Let's see if I can get it. It's hard to do this without Sheila. This is the middle. And I modified the wings to be much more long. So you can see that's where I am. As I mentioned last week, this is one of a series of modifications that I'm doing. In the original pattern, the stripes only go, well, on the original pattern, you knit this big section here, and then you put a stripe at the bottom of it, and then, is that right? Yeah, and then you just do back and forth stripes. I'm going to make the third section, which is the stripe with the little lines in it, go all the way along the edging. I've already used one entire ball of the light color. I'm on the second ball, but I still have this much of the first ball of the charcoal gray. So, and I still have another whole cake of it in my bag. So that's about how much yarn it's using. And I have them in my 2 at a time bag here that I got from Knittingsmybag, and that's keeping everything from getting tangled together as I work on the shawl. So yeah. It's a lot longer. I think that the wings on the other version were striped and not a continuation of the, like the fan part that I call this. And they were a lot shorter, like maybe to here. And the edging only went on this part of the shawl and not on the whole thing. So it'll be very slightly different. The other thing that I did is I did not make the yarn over increases because I didn't want unnecessary holes in the body of the shawl. And that's pretty much it so far. It'll be different, but it's going to be a lot bigger. You can already tell just from putting it on with the one side how much it can wrap around just with half of it. That's just half. So it'll be a nice big drapey shawl, and it will be a good way to use all this yarn. I'm knitting it on US 4. What's the other side of it? Cats. Oh my gosh. I have 2 cats fighting over here. This is what happens when Sheila's not here. I'm using US 4 3.5 millimeter signature needles for this project. And the yarn that I'm knitting with is Madeline Tosh Sock. This is denim. And this is Dr. Zhivago's Sky. And like I said, I've used all of one of the denim skeins and maybe about half of the Dr. Zhivago's Sky first skein. And I knew I was going to have to use at least one skein of the denim, so this is a good way to use up a lot more of the yarn. And whatever's left over, I think I'm going to make a hat or a pair of mitts, or maybe both if I have enough. So that's all in this project bag. Oh, Ollie, stop. Sorry. Dad. So that's all I have on the needles. And I don't have any finished projects this week. Nothing to rate. No date to rate for me. If Sheila was here, I bet she would have a date to rate. And no whirlwind romance. I keep saying I'm going to spin, and I keep not spinning. So I guess that makes me a big spinning liar. And let's see. Future dates. I have one big future date that has something to do with this sweater. Oh, and I have another future date. Two of my friends and I are doing an impromptu brickless knit along. We were not on the bandwagon when everybody, I didn't even know everybody else was knitting it, but I know it was really popular several months ago. But we all kind of want to knit one, so that is going to be cast on next week. And I'm going to knit with my two friends. So if you haven't knit brickless and you want to knit brickless, you can join our little impromptu knit along and knit one. And I'm going to knit that in some Malabrigo sock. I have 2 skeins of Malabrigo sock in the stash. So that'll also be good for getting me started on the stash down that I promised I would do in 2014. So that's on my future dates list. Let's see. Crushes and heartbreaks. Wow, this is going to be a long one. So I kind of thought Sheila would be here when I was doing this. But I just want to talk a little bit about recording next week and what's going on right now. So I won't be able to record next week. Sheila is gone until early next week, and the day after she gets back, I'm having surgery. So I don't think we're going to make recording, because then Thanksgiving happens, and then people are at your house, and I think it's just going to have to be a skip. And I haven't really talked in detail about what's going on, but I thought I would just mention, because it's not a big secret or anything. I had a weird mammogram this year, and that's kind of alarming on its own, because I've been having mammograms since I was 25, because I have had a tumor removed before when I was 18. A benign tumor, but a tumor. So I have been followed more closely than most people. And so I had that happen back in October. And I went in for another mammogram, and it was still not clear what was going on. So 2 weeks ago now, I had a core biopsy where they take a larger section than a needle biopsy out and take a look at it. And the good news is the core biopsy came back, did not have any cancer in it, but unfortunately, it has abnormal cells that could suggest that there are precancerous or cancerous cells nearby. So they didn't get enough of an area out from that biopsy. So I have been referred to an oncologist, and she's very nice. I like her, and she is doing my surgery next Wednesday, and I'm having a larger area taken out to look at, and we'll go from there. It's been stressful for me. I do have a history in my family of breast cancer, but it's a ways back. My great-grandmother and her sisters all had it, but nobody's had it since. My mother's had several biopsies, but she's never actually had a cancer. So, it was kind of like that shoe was out there waiting to drop, and it finally dropped. And what I know right now is that if I did have a cancer, it would be stage 0. They've been telling me that all along, which is if you're going to have a breast cancer, it's a good one to have. that would mean radiation and some chemotherapy. And if it's precancerous, that would mean that I would have the option of taking a drug like tamoxifen after they took everything out. And if it's abnormal cells, just abnormal cells, then they'll just keep an eye on me to see if any more abnormal cells show up. Because the kind of abnormal cells that they found, some of them turn into cancer and some of them don't, and they don't know why. So it could be nothing or it could be something. So that's been sort of weighing on us since, I guess since Halloween is when we found out that something was going on. So it's been weighing on us for about a month. But I'm going to a really great place at the Avon Breast Center. I thank you to all the friends who have been supporting me through the last couple of weeks. And I want people to know that I am not worried about it anymore. And a part of that reason is just prior to the biopsy, my chances of being diagnosed with cancer were 20%. And after this most recent biopsy, my chances went down again to 2%. So the odds that this is going to be something are small, and my surgeon said they're just a very, very conservative practice at Avon. If it's at all strange, they want to take it out and look at it. So, day before Thanksgiving, I'm going to be in the operating room for 8 to 10 hours. That's not really true. I'm going to be at the hospital for 8 to 10 hours. I think the procedure only takes like an hour. So, real fun Thanksgiving Day for me. Good thing I don't cook. My husband's going to be making everything, and I'm going to lay on the couch with my baby niece and just hang out. It's going to be fun. So that's it. That was my crazy health scare. So my son doesn't have anything wrong with him. My husband doesn't have anything wrong with him. Maybe I have something wrong with me. We don't really know what it is, but it can't be that serious. So, yay. Our family likes to have medical scares all year long. I cannot wait for 2014. Hopefully the year when we don't have medical stuff. So, that's my crushes and heartbreaks. Baubles and bling. I have a lot. One thing, I got the October 2013 Hello Yarn Fiber Club. It's called Ominous Laments, and it's on Corriedale. And I love these colors. I think this is gorgeous. I think I may have mentioned it before, but my friend Diane in Oz is in the club, and she ordered a double dose so we could each get one bump. And these are her colors, so maybe I'm going to see if she wants to trade one of the other months with me so that she can have all of this. I love it, don't get me wrong, but I love some other months more. Maybe she'd be willing to make a trade now. So that was fun. And the other thing is I ordered a Bag and More kit from Knittingsmybag, which I love. I saw a preview of this bag material when I was at Lois's house this summer. And when I saw these little penguins and snowmen and little, I think they're little, children in snowsuits, I knew that I wanted this so badly. So this is the bag, and this is the yarn, which was hand dyed by Highland Handmaids, and the colorway is winter wear. Coordinates with the bag. I love this yarn color. This is going right to my mom, so she doesn't know about this yet, but this is going to my mom for Christmas. She can't get my show on her Kindle Fire for some reason. Probably user operator failure, but she can't figure it out, so she won't be able to see this. She's not here right now. She's in Maine. So this is going to go in my mom's stocking, I think, as a little gift. It came with a little mitten stitch marker. And then there were more goodies. There was this little sheep, I don't know if it's just a keychain dangle from carasticks.etsy.com. It's a little bamboo disc with a sheep on it, and then some Christmas-themed stitch markers, which I put on there to hold them, and then through this little loop. So I have stitch markers right on there. I I love it. I'll put this back in the package. But this was one of her annual Bag and More kits for the Christmas theme. And I know she still has some left in blue and white that are really cute. So if you didn't get your Bag and More from Knittingsmybag, get one, or get one for a friend for Christmas. It's kind of a nice little gift. Yeah, and my mom, when she saw this coming in the mail, she was like, really? Because I've bought like 10 bags in the last month. I don't need any more bags. So, that's it for Baubles and Bling. This is going to be a short episode. Now, I suppose you're all wondering why I am wearing this absolutely hideous sweater. And I will tell you. Number one, I bought this sweater at the Salvation Army family store for $3.99. Why would I buy this? Because last week, and Sheila told me that it would get in trouble. And in fact, I think I'm going to put a clip right here. I will not be making swants anytime soon, but I think that we should have some kind of a write-in campaign to Knitting in Circles podcast where people beg Darren to make swants. That would be awesome. Only if people really do it. Only if people really do it. So if you watch Knitting in Circles and you think you would like to see Darren make and model swants, let him know.
That's Amy
Tell
and Darren,
Froggy Monkey and DJ Knits a Lot. Knitting in Circles podcast. So, if you think that would be cool, let him know. Tell him Wendy sent you. Somehow this is going to end up biting me in the butt.
Yeah, I think it will.
So yes, I teased Darren by calling out people to tell him they wanted him to wear swants, which was funny. But Darren's not going to wear swants. He was never going to wear swants. That was just me having a joke on him. So, people mentioned it, and then somebody, it was Fifi Kens, said that he should wear swants for charity. And my mom and I were looking at the thread and talking about what was going on. And my mom said, you know what, you should wear swants for charity since you're the one who made this little story come out on the podcast. And I was like, you know what? Swants are weird and ugly. I don't know why they exist. But yeah, I will do anything for charity. I have no shame. So I'm going to make this sweater into a pair of beautiful swants for myself, and I will wear them if you all out there will donate, throw a buck to some charity. Throw it in a Salvation Army pot with a little bell ringer guy. Give to relief for the people in the Philippines, or if you're in the U.S., maybe give relief to the people that were in those horrible tornadoes in the Midwest this past week. Throw it towards the Avon Breast Center, donate to breast cancer, charity of your choice. Just, if you guys out there want to see me dance in swants, tell me that you donated something to charity. I'm taking people's word for it. Post in the thread. I'm going to do a thread, for the show, and I will talk about the swants for charity. And if you want to make your own swants, because somebody already did, post a picture of yourself wearing your swants in that thread. And I'm thinking I might draw a prize. Take the picture of everybody who made swants and draw a prize, one prize to give away for people doing it because it's funny. Swants are funny. Are they attractive? No, they're not attractive. Are they going to sweep the nation? No, I don't think they're going to sweep the nation. Am I going to wear mine more than once? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe in my bed. Maybe I'll wear them when I get my surgery done. I don't know. But I think they're funny, and I think that we can all swants along. I think Fifi Kins is going to swants along. And I heard that maybe Sort of a Knitter is going to swants along. So, hey, swants along with me. If I get people saying that they are donating to charity, I am actually going to have Sheila help me make. Sheila won't be in it because she's not going to make swants. Because I'm not dragging another innocent person into my swants craziness. But I am going to make a parody video of the one that Stephen West's Fun Team did where they dance in their swants. I am going to dance in my swants, people. That is what I'm going to do. And I think the people out there who gave me the idea to dance in my swants, because I think that's going to be fun. I'm a little nervous. This sweater it's real ugly. And it's crazy. This is like a 90s weird boxy sweater. It has really wide arms, but just like a normal body. Like, can you see how big these arms are? They're crazy. So this is going to work real well for me. Unfortunately, there were only 2 sweaters that were possible to use. Can you believe this? At my entire giant Salvation Army. And this one is made out of cotton. So my swants, I think, are going to be kind of baggy and shapeless. Like, to the extent that swants are supposed to be anything else. But mine are going to be baggy and shapeless because they have this. But at least they'll have this crazy design going all over them in purple and white. Eggplant. It's eggplant. It'll match my hero. So yeah, that's what we're doing. It's going to be fun. Swim along with me, people. And the payoff is I will do it. I will have Sheila film me mimicking the moves that Stephen West does in his video. That ought to be something real fun to see. So pass it on. You want to see me dance? Throw $1 towards charity. Doesn't have to be a lot. Throw a handful of change into a charity bin at a store. When you're driving in the drive-thru at McDonald's, throw it in that little like Ronald McDonald House box where you can throw stuff. Let's just do a little bit for the people around us. And the big ones that need help are the people in the tornadoes and the Philippines and, you know, anybody who's going through some kind of a medical crisis where they need to do more research. So I'm going to leave it up to you. For me, I think I'm going to make a little donation to the Avon Breast Cancer Foundation because that's who's taking care of me. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, let's make it fun. I put a post on Instagram with the sweater, laugh, and the whole world laughs with you. And I'm going to tell you people what I really need between right now and the middle of December when I find out what is finally going on with me and what the treatment plan is I need a laugh. So help me laugh. So this week we're going to review a new book from Cooperative Press called Head to Toe Kids Knit Accessories by Katya Frankel. I actually went through this book and made some bookmarks because it's pretty good. I liked it a lot. Let me go to the first one. So, one thing that I really like about this book is the table of contents in the PDF file has a photograph of all the different patterns, and if you tap on the pattern, it takes you right to that page. This is the Thurl wall cap. The other thing that I really like about this PDF version is there's a little box on the bottom, it's hard to see with this glare, that says Table of Contents. It's gray. And if you tap on the Table of Contents, it takes you back to the page that has pictures of all the patterns. And there are these 12 patterns on this page. And there are another 12 patterns on this page. Hope I'm doing math right. And they break this book down into head things, neck things, hand things, and foot things. So there are hats, there are cowls and scarves, mittens and gloves and fingerless mitts, and then slippers and socks. So it's quite an assortment, and everything is sized for children, which is great. You can get pretty much all of your kids' winter woolen wear needs out of this one book. They also do a section at the beginning of the book called, let's see if I can get it to show up here. There's a lot of glare. Things to know. I like the things to know section because it gives you information on yarn substitution and swatching. And it talks about when you knit things in the round that sometimes you need to swatch in the round to get your gauge correct. So that's like a good tip. It also has a discussion about sizing and ease to help you pick the right size to knit for your child. And it gives a lot of information on sizing, ease, and measurement in tables, which I thought was really helpful, especially if you're the kind of person that likes to modify things and do things on your own. And then they do detailed instructions on how to do short rows, cross stitches to eliminate holes like at the base of the thumb, 3-needle bind off, Kitchener stitch, colorwork knitting, and weaving in ends. And then the last thing is that they do a little section on woolen care. So I think it's really good. These projects are all small projects. This would be a great first book for a newer knitter who wanted to knit for kids, because I think it's really clear and well written and has a lot of instruction that you might not have if you aren't a really experienced knitter. But it's also great for the experienced knitter who just wants to have a go-to book for options for kids' stuff. And I'll show you some of the patterns close up. This is a colorwork hat. Again, I apologize for this glare. I'm not really clear on how we're going to make this better. There were quite a few patterns that I liked that stood out to me. I'm going to click through. I really like this hat. It's got it's like a purl and knit stitch textured hat, and it's a slouchy hat. It looks like something that my daughter would like to wear. It's called Thurlwall. And there was the little color. I really like the cable detail on this hat, if you can see it. What is the best way to do this? There we go. It looks like a leaf to me. It's got ribbing and this cable detail. That one's called Simon Side. I really liked the way that looked, and it looks like something that my son would wear. I like the simplicity of this hat with the plain stockinette, but then it has that twisted rib section on it. That one is called Duergar. It's a beanie style hat, but again, it's something that I think my kids would wear. I think there's a lot of stuff in here that that would appeal to today's kids. There's like a nice standard ear flap cap. I think those are great for boys or girls. That's called Rainton. It's got a nice purl stitch detail on it. And here's a nice one with cable crossovers that I thought was really pretty. So just a lot of different things, that I think would appeal to a lot of knitters. There's some cable-y stuff, there's some textured stuff, there's some ribby striped stuff. In the neck section, neck things, there are some really, I love this cowl. I think I love this cowl because the little girl in the picture is so cute in it. It's just a simple stockinette cowl, but it has a textured design kind of off-center in the middle that just adds something to it. They show it on a little boy and a little girl. I love this cabled, very textured cabled cowl. That one is called Tyne Green. And then they have, a couple of there's a couple of scarves, some more textured stitch cowls that would be great for boy or girl. A lot of this stuff is unisex, which is nice. And again, simple projects that all level of knitters would enjoy doing. They're simple enough for a beginner, but interesting enough that an advanced knitter will enjoy them. I really like this double knitting snowflake scarf. I thought that was really pretty. I don't know if it's supposed to be a snowflake. Maybe I should read about it. It's called Wetland, but to me it looks like snowflakes. Or I guess splotches. I guess it's supposed to be a splotch of water. Who knew? And then there's a great section on hand things with some really cute mittens and gloves. I haven't really seen fingerless mitts for little kids. But I know that my son adores wearing fingerless mitts and convertible mittens where you can pull the top off. And they have both the fingerless and the glove version of mittens, which I like. A lot of different pattern options. They have some cable-y ones. They have some raised stitch ones with ribbing. Then they have some cute little mittens. And they've got a little pearl stitch detail on them that just adds something to it, but it's a simple mitten pattern that would be easy. And then we come to the things for the feet. And my favorite, there's some standard type sock patterns for children, but my favorite thing that they had in here are these slippers that I think I would make for my kids. I think they would wear them. Let me see if I can come to it. There we go. They're just little short footy slippers, like house socks really. Not only would that be something nice for in the house, but a great gift. And there's also, I wanted to show this pair of colorwork socks because they're kind of cute. So yeah, I can highly recommend this PDF, and Cooperative Press has been nice enough to give us a free copy of this to give away. So I'm going to start a contest thread on this book, and we will draw a name of one person who will, sorry, I have to, is anyone else having a problem where Goodread crashes all the time? Because I am having such a problem with it. So yeah, we'll have a head-to-toe contest where you can tell me what you would knit from the pattern book and who you would give it to. And we'll draw a name next week, and somebody is going to take away a free PDF copy, and it's pretty good. I love the links. I think it's the accessibility and moving around within the PDF file are awesome. It's something that you really can't get with a knit, like a handheld book, as much as you can on a reader. So yeah, check it out. And thank you again to Cooperative Press for sending this along for a review. There are a few things that I might knit for Christmas out of that. That's it. That's all I have. We don't have any upcoming events because it's kind of a dead time. I think the next event is Spa, which is in either January or early February in Maine. I'm going to go to that, probably just for the day for the marketplace. Sheila is going to try to go with that, she said, but, you know, her work schedule varies. So, and then we'll see where we're going from there. And I've been doing a lot of tech editing lately, so hopefully I'll have some finished published patterns to show you and get you guys interested in. I just did 2 really cute patterns this weekend, and I'm working on a 3rd one that's going to be really great. So they're not my designs, I'm just tech editing for actual designers. It's a lot easier than designing yourself. So that's it. This is the last time you're going to see the sweater on my arms. The next time you see it, it's going to be on my legs. And have a great week. Send me some good thoughts in the mail that there is absolutely nothing wrong with me. That's what I want for Christmas. Everybody, knit with heart.